Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Cask 529. I'm Bryan.
And I'm Shona.
Tonight, we're going to reveal our big winner of our 100 episode giveaway. And we've got a few big announcements to make. So stick around and we'll be right back with those. Hey guys, before we get into the giveaway and the announcements we want to make, we're going to discuss April's releases in the bourbon world.
Yeah, sounds good. However, before we start discussing those, think we could get a pour or something?
Well, how about we open this bottle of Bottled and Bond? Oh, that's the giveaway. My bad. But I think that's what we'll drink.
Good choice.
She wasn't going to let me open it.
I was not. No way, not a chance. Why, thank you, sir.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, while you're tapping that off, you want me to start with the first release? So, in April, these are the releases that we were able to find. The first one being the 2024 Maker's Mark Keeneland Commemorative Collection Bottle. Maker's Mark has been releasing these bottles since 1997. Last year's, I believe, or this year's May MSRP for around $65, so we can look forward to seeing that one. I know in the years past, these bottles have represented some of the Derby winners, and so I couldn't find a picture of what the 2024 one has on it, the label, but anxious to see that one come out.
Yeah. So the first one that I have to discuss is the 2024 edition of Blood Oath, and this will be packed 10 for 2024. If you remember back when we did our, I believe it was top 10 bottles we were going to hunt, Shona and I each had 5 bottles. This was on my list. I actually had a bottle of Pack 9 in my hand last year. Didn't realize what it was because we were brand new, and I put it back and didn't get it. So it's actually by Lux Road Distillery, and it's finished in Cab Franc. I hate wine. Cab Franc and Merlot casks. It will MSRP at $130. Packed 1, so this will be the 10th edition this year. Packed 1 was back in 2015. The entire lineup has been created by John E. Remp, who is actually a certified food specialist, scientist. He's been with Lux Row for a little over 17 years. So
I have one question for you. You mentioned that this one is on your 2024 hunt list.
It is.
Of one of the 5 that you are hunting for, and I believe this is your first one that's releasing.
It is.
That has been on your hunt list. Are you sure you want this one since it's aged in wine barrels? Because you just mentioned. I hope that you do get it because I probably am going to love it.
See, you always have to rain on my parade. No matter what the parade is, you have to bring the rain. So.
Were you disappointed when you found out what it was going to be finished in?
I was, a little bit, yes.
I wondered.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now, if it was like in a port, it would be a beautiful thing, but it's not. It's in...
I think it's still going to be a beautiful thing.
You would. You would.
I think it's a great hunt.
So you'll be okay if I get that one?
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be great. All right, so the next one up is Peerless Double Oak Bourbon, the 2024 release. Now, Peerless hasn't been around super long. They opened in 2015, and they released their first Double Oak Bourbon in the fall of 2021. It was a happy accident for Peerless, and I say that. I've not had it. However, I hear how great it is, and I would love to find one. So what happened was they had a leaky barrel, And so they had to, the distillery team had to re-barrel it in a new oak charred barrel. And that's when the team found that it amped up the flavors and gave it more complexity. And so thus they started making their double oaked bourbon.
So we have actually not had any of the Peerless line.
We've not.
And we probably ought to try some of it at some point. I see a lot of it, and I hear a lot about it.
We see in our area, the only ones I've seen are the ryes.
Right.
I
Yes,
have
that's correct.
not seen a bourbon
And
in our area.
I almost think if you look on OHLQ, that's all that's on there is the ryes.
It might be. It might be. I know that later this year, we will be heading south again to Kentucky, to Florida, and stuff like that. So I'm anxious to see if we can find one of these.
Florida, my understanding is, and if there's anybody watching from Florida, bourbon hunting is pretty good in that area. So I'm anxious. We've not been to Florida since we've been in the bourbon hunt, so that's going to be new to us, what we find. My turn?
It is.
Okay, so my second one is the Jack Daniel's Distillery Series, and it's the twice barreled Tennessee rye. And my understanding from the research I did is the Distillery Series is only available in Tennessee, and these come in 375 milliliter bottles. They don't come in 750s.
Oh, okay.
This particular one is 107 proof. It's the 13th release in this series. And that's all I was able to find on that. I mean, it's a Jack Daniel's product, so the history is there behind it. You know, it's. I was shocked really that you had to go to Tennessee to get it.
Well, we have that one Jack Daniel's, the Red Dog, that you could only get at the distillery.
That is correct.
So
Yep.
that makes, they must do that kind of stuff. To go along with that release, Jack Daniel's is also has already released, because we saw it, Jack Daniel's McLaren Racing, the 2024 edition. This is their second year working with, doing this global partnership to release the McLaren Racing Edition label. It is a number 7, the Jack Daniel's number 7. It's in a 1 liter bottle though. It is boxed, and help me remember, it had
It's kind of a
orange on it.
flashy orange and white
Yeah.
and black box.
Yeah, kind of like with diagonal
It didn't
stripes.
necessarily say McLaren on it. It had an M. It had initials, and I don't remember exactly what they were. But we saw it when we were in North Carolina.
Yep.
I think we went in 3 different liquor stores, and I think we saw it in all 3 of them.
We did, yes. So it is out there. So
Yeah, it's supposed to be an April release, but that's been a week ago we saw them.
Yep.
So
not quite a week ago,
close.
just a few days ago.
Okay, so my next and last is Hard Truth Farmer's Reserve. It's a collaboration with Mellencamp Whiskey Company, and it retails at $70. It will officially be introduced on Saturday, April 6th, at the distillery in Indiana. And that's my information on that bottle.
We've not tried any of the Hard Truth.
We have not.
I hear that it's good.
It kind of sounds like Introduction Day, is weather permitting, of course, is going to be a pretty big deal over there. It sounds like they're going to have live music. They've got quite a day set up for this release. So.
Good deal. So the last one that we found that's being released is one that neither of us had heard of, and this is actually their only second release, is Old Stubborn Blended Pot Still Straight Bourbon. So this is produced by Rising Tide Spirits, and they source from an undisclosed distiller in distillers that I'm not quite sure, in West Virginia, but it kind of sounded like one distiller. Rising Tide Spirits is a new non-distiller producer. It's spearheaded by Ed Bly. and its previous release of the Old Stubborn Pot Still Straight Weeded Bourbon MSRP'd for around $250. I do not know how much this one is going to MSRP for, but my guess is it's going to be about the same amount. If you're looking for this and do not know, my assumption is that it is going to be in a tube, just like the E.H. Taylor's, and it has like a pot still and stuff on it. That's what their first release came in. Very nice packaging. Interested, and if anybody has had any of that before, we'd like to hear about it, because
yeah, absolutely.
I couldn't find a whole lot. Even their web page didn't have a whole lot of information at all on it, so not a lot to go by there. But you know, releasing their first release out at 250 MSRP, that's kind of gutsy. So
yeah, it is.
I found it on the secondary market. I think it was like $4.50 or $5.99, or it was ridiculous. So it must be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's two ways of looking at that. That's pretty gutsy coming out like that. Or you can say, hey, they're confident and they know if they come out like that, there's a large percentage of people that are going to go buy it because it is $250.
That's right. Yeah.
Sadly, I mean, that's...
Yeah, they're going to want it. I don't
Yeah,
know. I think I want someone else to buy it and tell me how good it is.
We've had some young stuff that hasn't been that high, but has been pricey.
Right.
And
now,
it was a big disappointment.
Right.
Not that this is.
These are some blended whiskeys from this distiller, and they're aged, I guess, anywhere, don't quote me, but like 8 to 12 years.
Right.
And so where they're getting it from is, you know, pretty high up there.
Okay.
So, do you want to announce your big news, your exciting news about what you're getting ready to do?
Okay, so this is Monday evening. We will be obviously posting this video as soon as we do a little bit of editing. But I want to announce that on Wednesday evening, we've talked about this in the past, this Wednesday, the 3rd of April, at 7:30 p.m., we will have our first live. Mike, that has been on the show several times with me, will be joining me.
And maybe Josh.
Maybe Josh, who's been on the show a few times as well. We're not sure about Josh's schedule. He's busy with kids and baseball and all that dad stuff, so we understand that. If he's not on this week, he'll be on soon, though. I'd like to do this thing every week, once a week. Not sure that's going to work out initially, at least, but that's my goal ultimately. And Mike and I are just going to kind of talk about our bourbon journeys, what's got us here, maybe what we like, what we dislike, and maybe enjoy a pour or three. And although Shona and I did some testing to make sure all our equipment's working, she's going to kind of be behind the scenes, just monitoring everything and making sure that it's working.
Right.
And if anybody wants to chat with us, she will be monitoring that as well.
Absolutely. So if you can, please log in Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah, and I think probably what you'll do is just go to our channel, and there'll probably be a live link on our channel.
Yep.
Okay, it is time. It's actually, we're 8:01. I hope nobody's entered.
You're just...
Hope nobody cheated us.
Whatever. All right, so I have the aux mode up, the link in.
Thank you also to everyone that entered. We hope you enjoy this bottle.
And I am going to shoot this so Brian can zoom in. And I'm going to get the random comment. It's spinning, it's working. All right, and the winner is, I got to turn this around, but there you go. Kyle S-RQ91Q. So if you are at Kyle S-RQ in, 91Q, you are our winner. And so I will put a screenshot. I'm going to take a shot of that right now so I don't lose it. I will put that up on the bottom of the screen when we edit this video. You have 1 week. You have 7 days. So please respond to us by next Sunday evening. Let me give you a date. Kyle, you have until, today is April 1st, you have until April 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time to send us an email at cask529info@gmail.com. That will be in the description, so you can get that. We just need you to send us a copy of your driver's license, and if it's not your address, you've moved or something, give us your updated address. So if you could do that, we will make sure that you get this. If Kyle does not send us an email, by then we will do another drawing to give this away.
Yep.
So congratulations, Kyle.
Congratulations. Hopefully we will be getting this out in the mail to you.
Yeah.
And I think we have one other small announcement.
We do.
While Shona and I were in North Carolina last week, we sat with some friends of ours that were inspired by us, actually, and they started a beer channel. They're in the Wilmington, North Carolina area, and two great guys, Bob and Jimmy, and couple Air Force veterans. We won't hold that against them. Thanks for your service, guys, by the way.
And Brian says that because he was in the Navy.
Yeah, so
they pick on each other.
Just a banner. And if you're out there and you're in the service, you understand how that works. Anyway, what they did for us, because they're a beer channel, we're a bourbon channel, they had 6 fantastic bourbon barrel aged beers on their show, and they had Shona and I with them tasting. We actually tasted the beers. They just kind of guided us through it. Anyway, that video went live today. They posted it today, so we're actually going to put on our end screen at the end of this video a link to that.
Yep.
Appreciate it if you check it out, guys.
Go give them some love.
Go give them a little bit of love. Give them some likes. Subscribe. It's a great channel. They're new. This is only their 3rd video. They've got some short videos out there. But I can tell you, if you're ever going to the Wilmington, North Carolina area and you enjoy beer, check their channel out. There's like 20 plus breweries in the Wilmington area. Bob took Shona and I to a very large number of those, and we had some great beer while we were down there.
We did.
So,
really good beer.
It's been a long time since I had that much beer.
We haven't drank a whole lot of beer.
No. Anyway, that's our last announcement.
It is.
And remember the live stream this Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There'll be a link on our channel when it's time. And that's all I have. Yeah. So until next time, guys, thanks for joining us. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share, drop us a comment, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone.